Welcome to another episode of the Dante Show Network Story Time.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So there was this gay guy by the name of Twix that worked in the laundry room, and his state job was to do laundry, but inmates would pay him commissary to do their laundry personally because some inmates did not want all their stuff mixed in with everybody else stuff. You know, dudes in there might got crabs, got STDs, you know, all type of weird things going on with their body. And me personally and many others did not want our clothes being washed with everybody, right? So you will go to Twix and be like, look, I need A, B, C, and D washed, and I'll give you A, B, C, and D. Now, what I would give Twix would be 4 packs of ramen noodles, and maybe a summer sausage, and maybe 2 Pepsis. And what he'd do is he'd wash your clothes personally, he'd dry them, and not only that would come with the service, he'd starch them and iron them also, and then he'd deliver it to your cell personally. Now, in the beginning, he did let you like pay afterwards, but a lot of new inmates would come in and try to run game on him and play him because he a punk. He a homosexual. So dudes will try to play on him. Like, okay, after he washed their stuff and folded up and put it in the cell, they'll be like, I ain't giving him nothing. He a punk. What he gonna do? Big mistake. See, what y'all don't know is Twix had pull. And when I say pull, he had pull in administration, and he had pull with this dude named Big Ox. Now, I told y'all the story of Big Ox before. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave Big Ox story pinned at the top of the comment section so y'all can check out who Big Ox is, okay? We're not going to mention him too much in this story, so y'all check out Big Ox story time. That's pinned at the top of the comment section. So there was this guy by the name of BK, Blood Killer. He was this Crip dude from the city. Now, me and him knew each other. We got history. Now, this history that we got could have turned out real bad. All right. So let me give y'all the history of me and BK, and so I can let y'all know exactly who was BK. So back in the city, I was dating this chick named Deleticia. Now, Deleticia had a little name about herself. She slept with a couple guys in the neighborhood, but she wasn't a hoe, if that make any sense. She just been with like 2 or 3 guys, and I guess her last boyfriend was this dude, BK, Blood Killer from the city or whatever. And some of the dudes would like try to label her a hoe or something like that, but when she got with him, all that ceased to exist. Dudes like showed their respect, because that was his girl or whatever. Now, when I came to the city, I forgot exactly how I met her. I think I was walking down the street or something, and she was walking with her little brother, and I just pulled up on her and, holler at her a little bit or whatever, and she invited me over to her crib. Now, when we got to her crib, she already knew, I wasn't from there, the way that I talk with her. So she was like, where you from? I was like, I'm from Michigan. She was like, you from Michigan? I said, yeah. She said, Detroit? I said, well, man, kind of. I mean, I was born in Detroit, but, I made my bones in Flint. She was like, oh, okay, so you a Flint dude. I'm like, I guess, whatever. So me and her end up kicking it like that whole day. And I'm going to say maybe around 1 o'clock in the morning, I said, all right, I'm about to stab out. She was like, why you leaving? I was like, it's getting late. She was like, well, it ain't late for me. And I'm like, what that mean? And she was like, I heard you Michigan dudes were scary. I said, what? She was like, yeah, I heard you Michigan dudes were scary. So y'all know what happened after that. I ain't even got to go into detail, right? I just know I handle my business, okay? So anyway, after I end up handling my business, I end up leaving. And for like the next 2 weeks, me and this chick was getting it on like battle cats. I'm talking about all day, every day, right? So one day me and her went to the movies, and she was like, so who am I to you? what am I to you? Because I was flirting with some little chicks over here, little chicks over there. And she just straight told me, like, what are we? And I'm like, shoot, you my homegirl. She was like, no, if you going to be effing me like that, no, we more than just homegirls and homeboys. So I was like, all right, I mean, you my girl then. So she was like, all right, well, stop talking to all these bees. So from that day on, this was my girl, right? So we going to fast forward to maybe a week later. Now, there was some Bloods that was in this neighborhood. It was a big old neighborhood. It had Crips, Bloods, GANGSTA Disciples, or off-brand gangs. This was a huge neighborhood, right? So y'all know I'm mobbing the neighborhood with me and my cousins, and my homeboy Tar T, right? Me and Tar T, I think at this time we known each other for maybe about 3 months. Right, I got him out of some shit with these GANGSTA Disciples that was ran by this dude named Rob. Right, I'll tell y'all that story later, whatever. So, Tar T is a Crip, and it's about 8, 9 of us, walking the streets or whatever, and Tar T is with us. And keep in mind, he's a Crip, and the rest of us is non-affiliated. Right, BK comes out there, it's him and 2 Suburban full of Crips, right? So they pull down on us because this Tar T boy, right? So we all talking or whatever. They get out their trucks and we all just, chopping it up, talking, whatever. And we just get to walking. Now we about 30 deep, mob in the hood, right? So now, and trust me, y'all, this goes on with the story. I'm just letting y'all know how me and BK met. So we mob in the hood, right? So now we get towards Deleticia house, and BK was like, oh, I'm about to go check on my bit, right? And when he said that, Tar T face shifted like, oh, shit, like, oh. And then I said, who your B? He was like, this B named Deleticia, and he pointed right at her house. Now, listen, y'all. I really don't give a damn what y'all say or what y'all think about me. Some of y'all say, oh, Dante be capping. But listen, for those that know me in real life, y'all know that my whole life is a damn movie. So I'm like, I said, hey, hold on. That's my girl, man. And the way he looked at me was like, what? And I'm like, that's my girl. So y'all got to keep in mind, it's just me and my cousins. It's about, like I said, about 8, 9 of us. And these Crips that's walking with us, it's about 20 of them, right? So we outnumbered. So he hesitated for a minute. He was like, oh, my bad. Respect. Listen, like I said, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. No, I'm not saying I was this crazy, crazy dude that was running around putting down. No, that ain't, I'm just me, man. I am me. And that's just what it is, right? So anyway, so we just kept walking, right? And it was kind of awkward. It was quiet because his homie's like, man, who is this dude? And I can tell the vibe, like, they used to smashing dudes out for less, right? But for whatever it was, maybe it was the grace of God, right? So after that, we all shake hands, we lock the C's or whatever, and they jump in their trucks and they leave out, right? Now, that was me and BK first introduction of us ever running across path and knowing each other. Now, we done seen each other throughout the city, every other month or whatever, and we'll lock the C's and we'll chop it up a little bit and just keep it moving. We wasn't friends. We wasn't homies. We weren't even associates. We just, when we seen each other, it was love, and that was it. So now let's get back to prison, okay? So when BK came in, I see him and I'm like, oh shit, that's BK. So me and a couple of the homies pulled up on him. I'm like, what up, B? He like, oh, what up, D? What up? I'm like, what's up, man? He like, shit, man. Man, they gave me a life piece, son. Now, keep in mind, y'all, this dude is from New York, so, he say, like, son and B and all that, right? So he like, yeah, they gave me a life piece, son. I said, damn, what happened? He was like, man, I done walked in on a old nigga on top of my sister and I slit his throat. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, my sister, man, she ain't nothing but, I ain't gonna say the age because you two might censor it. But he was like, yeah, man, there's no, she's under 16, but over 12. So he was like, yeah, man, I came home and, it was a grown nigga, with my sister. So, I took my knife out and I cut his throat from ear to ear. I said, damn, they gave you a life piece for that? He was like, yeah. I said, oh man, that's fucked up. So I'm showing him around. I'm letting him know who's who, who to talk to, who not to talk to. His homies, the Crips is over there, the Blood dudes be over there, the GDs be over there, all that. I'm lacing them up, letting them know who's who and what is what. So he asked me like, hey man, how the laundry go up in here? I'm like, oh, well, it's this dude named Twix that be, doing the laundry or whatever. He was like, Twix? I said, yeah. He was like, his name Antonio or something? I said, yeah. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, I knew him back in the last joint I was at. I said, oh, okay, cool. He was like, is he in this unit? I said, no, he ain't in this unit. He like in 4A or 4B or something like that. He was like, oh, okay, all right. So he was like, all right, man, I'm about to go lay it down, man. I'm tired, man. I've been on that bus all motherfucking day, man. I'm about to lay it down. So we locked the C's, whatever. Then he peeled off and he went to his cell. Now, y'all, today is Thursday and it's laundry day. So I go to my cell and I go get my laundry. So I head down to the laundry and I'm like, Twix, where you at? And he come out of nowhere. He like, oh, I'm right here, Dante. I said, here you go. He like, okay, I got you. You got me, D? I said, yeah, I got you. Now listen, I know earlier I said that, you got to pay Twix up front. But he know that I'm good money. He know that I ain't gonna play him. I ain't gonna run off on him. I've been dealing with this dude for about 3 or 4 months, so he good. I'm like, I got you. I'm gonna have it in your cell when you come up out of here, whatever. So he was like, all right. So then I peeled out. Now listen, y'all. You don't want to stay back there too long in the laundry room with Twix because there's a lot of rumors that go flying around in prison. Okay, it ain't no secret at all that dudes be going in there tricking with Twix also. They're going there acting like they getting their laundry done or whatever, but they really in there, messing around with them. And, me being who I was, I had no time for my name being in nobody's mouth about no foolishness at all, right? So when I was around these type of guys and, in places where it can get, weird, I just hurry up and go in and go out, take care of my business and pill out, right? Because like I said, I ain't got no time for my name being in nobody's mouth dealing with no foolishness. So I give him the laundry and I pill out, right? Let me say this too right quick. Let me give y'all some prison education. Now, if you new to prison, everything and everybody is serious, okay? So, like, dudes that will go to the laundry room and, spend extra moments with Twix back there, they go, it shouldn't take you no longer than maybe, let's see, 1 to 2 to 3 minutes max of being back there with Twitch, right? You should not be back there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 25, 30 minutes, an hour. Okay, there's no reason in hell that you're supposed to be back there with him that long, alone. You know what I'm saying? So you will see guys, because it's right there, the laundry room is right there, right? You will see guys go in there with laundry or whatever and be back there for about 15, 20 minutes and then come out like like they wasn't doing anything. And it's prison, man. We ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? This is why I said earlier when I got back there and gave him the laundry, I had to hurry up and get up out of there because I ain't won't, like I said, had nobody put no allegations on me, right? And plus, it's like in prison, if you ain't like that, if you ain't, if you don't indulge in them nasty activities or whatever, and somebody put that on you, well, that is kind of like a death sentence. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Because let's say if you don't get down like that, right? And somebody put that on your name, put that on your jacket. And now you got other guys that actually get down like that might try to approach you or press on you, especially if you young and you new, right? Because some of these guys are so messed up in the head, they think you trying to play hard to get. You know how, like in the real world, you got some women that might like you, but they want to play hard to get or whatever. So some of these guys actually put that in their head when they feel like they think that you like that, but you playing games with them. And they ain't got nothing but time, so they gonna play them games back with you. Unbeknownst to them, you not even like that. You see what I'm saying? So this just some prison education for new inmates that end up getting locked up. Do not spend more time than necessary in places with guys that get down like that or are known to get down like that, okay? Because your name can get bought up in some bullshit or some foolishness real fast. So around 7:30, I'm in the cell cooking a swole, right? It's me, Al, and BK. This is first day in, so, we just, we cooking him a good meal. I got a big spread out there. So we talking and whatever, and, he going into more detail of, what happened with his, what he did to the guy that, did something to his sister or whatever. And I get a knock at the door. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, who that? It's Twix. He like, hey, Dante, I got your stuff. And he walk in and, he put my stuff on the bed. And the way BK looked at him and the way Twix looked at him, I was like, oh, snap. It was like, when an ex see an ex and they ain't seen each other in a long time and it's kind of awkward or whatever. It was like that kind of. But I didn't know for sure what was going on here. So Twix was like, BK, what you doing here? And BK was like, oh man, shit, I'm here. And Twix was like, oh, okay, cool. You and Dante know each other? And BK was like, yeah, man, I knew him from the city. So he was like, oh, okay, well, nice seeing you. And then he walked out. And then he came back. He's like, oh, Dante, I need my stuff. I said, okay, hold on, I got you. So then I got up, went to my locker, got him 4 days of ramen noodles, and gave him like 5 honey buns because I didn't have no Mountain Dews or whatever. So I said, you good with that? He was like, yeah, I'm good. Okay, BK, I'll check you out later. And he walked off. So we sitting there. Now listen, the way I describe that incident to y'all, if you had to been there to know what I'm saying, and when I say about that feeling, like it seemed like it was more to their relationship than it seemed like what he was saying. So I asked, I'm like, hey, I said, BK, you said you knew him from the other prison? He was like, yeah. I said, how do you know him? He was like, shit, I mean, he was just around. He was around. I was like, oh, okay. He was like, why? And before I could say anything, I guess he looked at the way I was looking, my face, how my face was looking. He was like, oh, man, it wasn't no shit like that. Oh, hell no, man. It wasn't no shit like that, man. Come on, man. You know me, man. I stay with a couple broads, bro. Come on, man. Now, yeah, I heard what he said, but I'm thinking in my head, like, it ain't no broads around here. So I asked, I said, how long you been locked up, BK? He was like, shit, I've been at the reception center for 2 years, and So I've been here about 3 years. Yeah, about 3. I said, okay. I said, all right. Now, I was going to press him some more about him and Twix, but I'm like, all right, whatever. It ain't none of my business. So the next morning, me and the homies go to the yard. On Fridays, me and the homies got the weight pile, okay? So we out there maxing out. Dante laying on his back, pushing up the bar. I got 400 up there. 200 right here, 200 right there, and 30-pound bar. Pushing that weight up. Bam, boom, right? So after I get, getting swole, I get up and I'm spotting my homie, right? So Al like, hey, where BK at? I was like, I don't know. I told him last night that, we got the weight pile today. And he was like, oh, okay. So I was like, where is BK? Because the prior night, I told him like, yo, we working out. He said he liked to work out. So, Friday is really the only day, the blacks, well, the unaffiliated get the weight pile or whatever. So I'm like, hold up. I said, hold on, I'll be back. Maybe he overslept or something, right? So I go back into the prison, right? And I don't know, do I got like a sixth sense or something? But, like the movie with Bruce Willis, Sixth Sense. But something, when I walked past the laundry room, right, something like kind of, I don't know, some negative force field like was pulling me towards the laundry room. And I'm like, man, what the hell going on? What the heck going on over there? So I turns and I go towards the laundry room, right? Now, there's like this square, I'm going to say like this 12 by 12 inch square that you can look in the laundry room. Like from where you at, you can look straight to the back, right? But there's like this white cardboard right there. So I'm like, man, what the heck going on? So what I know is that when that white cardboard up, like just like if you walk past somebody's cell and they got a white sheet up, either they breaking down some dope, they playing with their cells, or they messing with somebody up in there, right? Now, I done seen cardboard up at the laundry, door a couple times. And I'm like, okay, Twix, and they're probably, getting down or whatever, right? So I'm like, whatever. So I shake it off and I go to the cell, right? I go to the unit and I go to BK cell, and his homeboy, I guess his cellmate in there. And I'm like, hey, where BK at? He was like, shit, he said he was going to the yard with y'all to the weight pile. And I was like, he did? He was like, yeah. I was like, how long that was? He was like, shit, that was about 15 minutes ago. Now, it only take maybe 4 minutes to get to the yard, y'all. So there's 11 minutes that's unaccounted for. So I'm like, I bet. So I peel out, and I'm about to go back to the yard, but that feeling came over me again. And I'm like, man, hold on. So I go to now, this is how the laundry room is built. You got the front door, and it's all brick all around down this hall, right? But then there's another window over here, and then there's a door that got maybe like a 5-6 inch gap that's under the door that you can actually look under and see like people's kneecaps or feet or whatever. So I creep down the hall and I hear, okay, come on, man, let's go. Come on, man, hurry up. And that voice was BK. So I'm like, what? So I get down and I'm looking under the door and I see BK getting up from on top of Twitch. And I'm like, what? So then I jump up and I take off down the hallway, right? And I go hit the yard, right? And my homeboy's like, hey, what's up with you? What's up with you? I said, man. And right when I'm saying, man, BK hit the yard, right? and he bailed right over there towards us, right? So he like, what's up, y'all? What's up? You know, he locking the seas with, you know, Tarty and some of my other Crip homeboys is over there. You know, they talking or whatever. And he like, what's up, DT? What's up, man? I said, what's up, man? And he tried to, you know, lock the seas with me. And I was like, no, man, I hurt my hand when I was, you know, lifting weights. So he was like, oh, okay. I didn't want to shake his hand, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all why, because I don't know what he was in there doing. Well, I know what he was in there doing, but I don't know did he wash his hands or not. You know what I'm saying? They was in there doing ungodly acts. So I damn so wasn't about to shake his hand, right? So after that, you know, I didn't tell nobody. No, I told Al. I told Al about it. And I broke it down and told him what I seen or whatever. So Al was like, what? I was like, yeah, man. I looked under the door and he was getting on top of, you know, Twigs. And he was like, that's crazy. I mean, that's Crip business. I mean, hey, right? So, like, over the last, you know, couple weeks, you know, me and his conversation done lessened and lessened. And I think he done caught on to, like, okay, Dante might know something, whatever. 'Cause, you know, the conversation ain't the same. You know, I'm not letting him eat with the spread when I'm spreading the meals and all that, right? So I'm gonna say about a month go by and BK pull up on me. He like, hey Dante, let me holler at you right quick. I'm like, what's up? He was like, look, man, I know it's rumors, because there was people start, you know, whispering and talking about yo BK be fucking with Twitch, right? And he told me, he was like, listen, man, I know this, you know, me and you ain't kicking it like we used to, whatever, like when I first got here. And, you know, I know you done heard some rumors about me and like that, but man, that shit ain't true, man. That shit ain't true. I said, look, man, whatever you got going on with Twitch, that's on you. You know, he like, man, I ain't got nothing going on with that dude, man. I said, whatever, man. Then he was like, no, for real, I don't. I said, look, man, hey, man, I seen what you did about a month ago. I know what you did in a laundry room, but I'm just going. Yeah. And he was like, well, what you see? I said, look, man, we good, man, we good. I'm gonna say about 4 days after that, you will see BK and Twix walk in the yard holding hands. And everybody looking like, what? I mean, it wasn't no surprise to me, because I seen firsthand what they was doing. And then other guys looking like, oh, so the rumors is true. Man, look here, y'all. Turns out they been know each other. They been was messing with each other in the reception center when BK first got locked up. Let me tell y'all something. Prison is a trip. It's a trip. If you don't want to be around this type of foolishness, don't commit crimes, and you don't have to be around it. If y'all forgot to hit the like button, make sure y'all hit that like button. Share this video, all right? Let me know in the comment section where y'all from. Let me know where y'all from in the comment section, okay? Put your city, your state, your town, your village. Let your big partner know where you're from. Also, look, if you enjoyed this video, make sure y'all leave your big partner a tip. I know y'all see that Cash App right there. All right. And I got my Amazon wish list cart right there. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out. And if y'all can purchase something for your boy, make sure y'all cop something for me. It's highly appreciated. Anybody that buys something from that Amazon wish list cart or send me a tip on Cash App, I'm going to shout y'all out in the next video. Until next time. Oh, and also, y'all, I started my reaction channel. I'm going to have that pinned at the top of the comment section and in the description. With that, y'all stay safe. I'll see y'all on the next one. If you enjoyed this story time, make sure you leave me a tip. Also, if you forgot to hit the like button, make sure y'all smash that like button and share this video and hype the video. Make sure y'all check out my Amazon wish list. I got some items in there that I need purchased. So y'all make sure y'all look out for y'all big partner. If you can't get enough of these stories, I made another channel. I'm gonna have that link pinned at the top of the comment section too, and in the description. Until next time, take care.